Once Upon a Smile is a family charity that was founded in August 2011. We're recognised nationally as a source of support to families who have lost either a child or a partner, or children that have lost a parent or a sibling.
Once Upon a Smile offer a unique and a rare support for families, something that isn't out there, which is kind of part of the reason why we started. It was because it was needed and it wasn't out there.
Our service is pretty much an aftercare. There's a lot of services out there that care for families if they're looking after or caring for an ill parent or child, and once the child or parent does pass away, then there's nothing really to support them.
What we do is step in and say, what is it you need? You know, it might be a utility bill of £89 that you can't pay. That's fine, we'll pay it. You want to go to Spain but you've paid half of it off, you've not got the rest of the money, we'll do that. Whatever it takes to get that family back as a unit. Our main thing we do through the year is celebrity football, so the charity football team. So we go everywhere all over the country to different stadiums.
The feedback that we get is extremely positive, and you know, I'd be lying if I said it doesn't get emotional, because when you get a letter from a grieving parent or a grieving child and they've told you how they can now see a future, as soon as you do get a thank you from them people, then that's what makes you realise why we're here and we do what we do.
I was approached by Once Upon a Smile, and he was asking if I had any children in school who'd experienced any bereavement. And there was a very, very sad case in school of twins, Patrick and Jess, and she died suddenly.
I learned about Once Upon a Smile after the tragic falling of my sister, who sadly died last year. Me and my sister were as close as peas in a pod. We had our fights, as we usually get, but we were close and we knew we loved each other.
Patrick and Jess were always together. They got on really well, but being brothers and sister, of course. But it seems like extra bond because they were a twin. And we as a school were devastated. She touched all our hearts. And it was very difficult for us as a staff. It was wonderful to hear that somebody was going to help a family who had really been through such a sad time. For somebody to come out from a charity and say, what do you think the family might benefit from, and some of that to be financial, it was refreshing to hear.
This Christmas, Once Upon a Smile has allowed me to go to a really posh place.
I asked Once Upon a Smile, would they be able to help the family? And straight away, they saw what it was about. They saw that it would make a difference to that family. But they didn't choose the holiday. They asked the family, what would you like?
I think without Once Upon a Smile, my mum and dad would be still grieving as much as they do now, but much more heavily.
There's been a lot of government cuts over the years which don't ever affect Once Upon a Smile. We're a charity that work off our own donations and our own fundraising, so the government backing scheme has never touched us.
We have a 5-year plan of where we want to go, and what makes us unique is that because we're only a small organisation, we can make decisions, and we can make decisions based on the circumstances of each individual family. We
didn't set out for this to be help within a region. We just set out to help families, and if we can do that across the UK for the next 20-30 years, then so be it.